In this video, I'm going to answer an email of I'm trying to get more speaking gigs, and that's what we're going to talk about.
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue, it is something you are.
So I got an email, and the email says this, the specific question. I'm trying to figure out how to get more paid speaking gigs. Right now, businesses are finding me. My guess is from LinkedIn or word of mouth. Do you recommend purchasing the Meeting Planner Association list and cold calling using LinkedIn to find meeting planners? What are your top 3 recommendations for finding paid speaking gigs? I have all of the marketing tools done: speaker reel, a full length, a professionally shot presentation, professionally done speaker sheet, bio, testimonials. Just need to know how to get it in front of the right people. Now, I actually went to her website, and the website actually is pretty good. And as I'm looking at this email, there are a few things. Whenever someone says businesses are finding me, or I work off of referrals, what that really means, be honest with yourself, what that really means is I have no freaking clue how I'm getting leads. I have no clue how I'm getting business. That's what it really means. When people say businesses are finding me, or I get my business through referrals, what that really means is they have no idea what they're doing. And you need to get more clear in terms of what you're doing, in terms of step 1, step 2, step 3. Here's exactly how I find the events. Here's exactly how I get paid for the events. But really, as I look at it, I would say you need to do all of the above. You purchase a list, you use LinkedIn. There is no one way to find gigs. And in fact, when you say what are the top 3 recommendations for finding gigs, you need to go to speakinglifestyle.com/finding-speaking-gigs. On there, I list 23 ways. There's a video on there where I literally talk about all the different ways to find speaking gigs. I guarantee you'll have ways that you've never even heard of before when you watch that video and when you read that. Finding events is very easy when you know everything to do. So go look at that video if you want to look at how to actually find the events. But really, you're essentially going to just build a list of events, and then you're just going to contact them. So you build a huge list of people that you want to contact, and then you just contact them, and you make sure that you have your cadence right. You make sure that you know exactly what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, when you're going to say it, when you're going to follow up. Make sure you get that right. Okay, so a lot of people are trying to find ways to get more speaking gigs. And usually the problem is, number 1, they're just not contacting enough people. And they're not contacting enough people because they underestimate the amount of work that's required to produce results. So when someone tells me they contacted 20 people and no one really responded, I say, well, of course, you put another 0 behind it, and then you'll get 2 responses, and we'll talk then. But most people underestimate the amount of leads that they need to generate in order to produce results. So that's number 1. But also, what you want to do, when I looked at your website, I'm looking at it right now, and it's a PR website. For those who can't see what I see, it's basically a PR person. This person's into PR, publicity. And what you really want to do is you want to think in terms of looking up speakers who are similar to you and looking for events that they were hired for. Now, one of the problems that I see with this PR speaker in general is that you need to think in terms of how many speakers are similar to you. If you can't find speakers who are similar to you, then you're in the wrong market. That's a sign that people don't hire speakers like you. So if I tell you, find 20 speakers who speak just like you, they get on the stages that you want to be on, and find 20 speakers, write down 20 speakers. Is it hard for you to find those 20 speakers? If it is hard, that tells you something. That tells you you're in the wrong market. On the other hand, if I say find 20 motivational speakers, you can find a gazillion motivational speakers. If I tell you to find 20 sales speakers, you'll find a gazillion sales speakers. It doesn't matter if they're good, bad, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that you need to think in terms of how big is the market. Because if I look for PR speakers, well, it's really hard for me to find PR speakers that are actually getting paid to speak. Most of them are just speaking at conferences. They're not getting paid. They might be selling products. Usually they don't. But you got to think in terms of, are there speakers like you? If there aren't, then you need to position yourself differently. So the question is essentially, I'm trying to figure out how to get more paid gigs. And as I look at the website, you really need to think in terms of the reason why you're not getting paid gigs is either one, you're not contacting enough people, or two, your website isn't, people don't think that you're a speaker worth paying for. And when you say businesses are finding me, what that tells me is that you don't know what you're doing. So you need to look at the website, the speakinglifestyle.com/finding-speaking gigs. Look at those different ways to find the speaking gigs. Use those different ways to find the events, and you can find hundreds, thousands of events every single week. Then you contact them from there. So that's how you're essentially going to find more paid speaking gigs.